All right. Hello. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're seeing this video and where you're watching us from. Welcome to another episode of Inside the 90s, brought to you by Stadium Side. Of course, my name is Amarachi Adimoko, the phenomenal voice. And today I'm joined by, by my right, I'll be like, okay, left. On my left hand, I have.
Emmanuel Emres.
Why they look at me like that?
No, man, you never play match. Para don't enter your body.
And
you have a good fan, so no, that's white Osime.
White Osime.
We get celebrity for studio today.
Now for you. You know, check them out now. You go know. Anyways, today we'll be talking about a lot of things. You know how it is. The thrills. I mean, everything that happened inside the 90s. The fans, reactions, the goals. You know, just name it. And of course, from Premier League, we'll go to Spain and then take a trip to La Liga. But of course, we'll first of all touch our home ground, where we'll bring you the matches that take place during the weekend in the MPFL. Right now, our brothers, our brothers. I mean, that our only team here we're in the top flight. They've now gone one position ahead in the table, and that's a good one. If they can continue moving on like that, they'll be out of relegation zone before you know it. And yes, of course, what's to bring you, there's this little issue, like call it issue, not really disagreement, but just a little squabble between the NFF and Eric Chell, the coach of Super Eagles, because of his demands. What are those demands? Well, these are many we'll be bringing you or inside the 90. You know how we do it. And of course, at the end of it, when you're done watching, make sure that you share, comment, like. But for now, let's get right to it. I will start off with the English Premier League. Last week, okay, this is a new week. Last 2 weeks, no, it was even within the week, not last week, where they were calling Arsenal bottling company. We thought they almost bottled the league. I mean, imagine you were leading, only for you to draw against who now?
I mean, it was a shocking result. I would say it was unexpected, even from a neutral point of view. Nobody expected Arsenal to drop points against Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Like,
I mean,
and they needed it because Man City won.
Exactly, and these are the whipping boys in the league. You would expect that Arsenal would go on and then cruise on a convincing winning, but then. After going 2 goals up initially, they began to struggle, and the Wolves somehow find a way to come back in that game. It was quite disappointing for Arsenal, but kudos to them against Tottenham. They did a marvelous job. The thing is, most people.
Tottenham is one of the most inconsistent teams in EPL.
But then most people expected Arsenal to also drop points against Tottenham, but then exactly. But then they decimated Tottenham at home, which is a very nice result for them, still maintaining that 5-point gap. And I do hope that somehow, like I said, I still want them to win the league, and I hope that at the end of the day they will still go on to win the league.
Don't say 5. Yes, quite alright. It's 5 points for now. They played. They're one game ahead.
Exactly.
They're one game ahead. So. You can't say, because being 1 game ahead, Man City still have a chance. If you remove that 1 game, of course, I don't know what.
But then Man City hasn't played. So it's still 5 points.
It's still 5 points actually. They've not played.
Do you think Arsenal can actually
win the league?
Yes.
Personally, for me, if you ask me, this season, for some reason, I just want Arsenal to win the league this season. Not because they've been the best this season, because if you look at the previous seasons, let's go back to about 3 seasons ago, they've been very excellent, but for some reason they didn't win the league because of Manchester City. And you give kudos to Arteta for what he has been doing for Arsenal Football Club, but this season has not been their own. Trust me, if Arsenal ends up winning the league this season, it's going to be more like one of the should I say the worst team to have won the league in the last 10 years, because when you look at statistically, they've not been doing well. You understand? But they've been getting the points. They've been getting the 3 points that are needed. You look at the goals they score. You go to the scorers charts. You don't even have them there. It's all about, when you watch their games, it's not even as fun as it used to be in the last 2 to 3 years under Mikel Arteta. But then, what makes you a good team also is not always when you win, when you play well. What makes you also a good team is the times you're struggling, are you able to grind the points? And as it is now, we've moved from the part of the season where it's more about strength and everything. We are now in the psychological part of the season. February, March, April, May is the psychological part of the season. That's how I put it, because this is a time where it's not just about you being a good player. It's about how can you be able to handle the fans, when the atmosphere becomes toxic, when the media is on your neck and a lot of things. How are you able to handle that? Look at how they bottled the 2-goal lead against Wolves. That psychology. It's not like maybe the Arsenal now believe that, okay, we can always play when the season starts. When it gets to March, February, we misbehave. That's psychology. And that's the reason why it's taking a toll on them as it is now. So I think that's the reason why they were unable to beat Wolves. But Tottenham, I'm not surprised. They always beat Tottenham anytime, any day.
Well, of course, you said something about psychology. As for Man City, they also have this psychology of the match just started. Win like 15 matches. That early time, then middle of the league, middle of the season, they might be stumbling and fumbling. They had a very bad season last season, but you will not notice it because when they started with good form, and then somehow, somewhere, they started stumbling. But they still finished well. They're in the Champions League.
But the truth is, in as much as I want Arsenal to win the league, this is the time where Man City goes that their 10
I don't think they will do it this time.
But then I've always maintained that this current Manchester City squad does not look like a team that was going to go on that 10-15 matches winning run.
But you know what's funny? They were not looking like that last season.
That's what I'm saying. But then, majority of the players that did that, Manchester City are no longer there.
Even if they are there, this season, there's a way look at Leeds. Look at what Leeds is doing.
I'm coming.
Only those small teams that you don't...
Just like he said, it's about the psychological aspect of the game. Do Arsenal have the mental fortitude to at least see off the remainder of their games? I've also mentioned in this podcast that Arsenal there is this feeling of deja vu for Arsenal. Like,
exactly.
Are we going to bottle again? Do you understand? So it's somehow playing in their head that this team will do 3-4 past seasons. If we do them again, do you understand?
And I know that they've always been doing it, but this is the closest they've gotten to the trophy. Yeah. Like in a long time, they've always finished second. They go do well at some point, but not this way. In fact, all of you can agree with me that this season Arsenal have been exceptional. I mean,
when you talk of their performance during the January, February, by this time of the year, they normally drop a lot of points.
But they're not doing like that.
They've not dropped a lot of points like they do in other seasons.
So this is the closest they've gotten to the trophy, and if they cannot win it this time, it's going to take.
Do you think if Arsenal doesn't win the league this season, do you think they should return Mikel Arteta?
What my take is going to be very funny about this question you just asked, because left for me, like I said, it's going to be really funny because I feel that if Mikel Arteta ends up winning the league this season, if I was Mikel Arteta, do you know what I'm going to do? I'll leave.
You leave?
I'll leave.
Anyways, okay, let's enough of Arsenal and the EPL. Let's go to
EPL. Okay.
Your team won.
You know, talk about you.
Yeah, we'll get back.
You know, talk Chelsea.
We'll get back to that one. As for Chelsea, they've been drawing, but of course, their draw not affect our own because we will win our own today. Anyways, let's get back to...
On our two assessment screens now, they say if they draw, when I go draw. If I lose, they go lose.
No, be this time around. Anyways, your team won. And I know you're happy. You're back to...
I don't say, this is the way you're talking from your mind.
Back to...
No, from your mind. Because as of last week...
You lost to
Girona
now.
Wait. Last week, you are talking about it with all enthusiasm. You are having fun when saying it. Say it like you said it last week.
Okay.
Mean it.
Barcelona won and then
No. This wasn't how you said it last week.
No, Madrid... We're leading you guys with 2 points. Now you're back to leading with 1 point.
Wait. Last week, for your mind, it no be like say Madrid go ever lose game again.
Why Madrid go lose? If not be say they lose.
That's why I tell you now. It no be like say Madrid go ever lose game again.
Calm down. No match still dey on. Anything can still happen. See La Liga. Now Madrid get am. This season.
What will I get? What will I get this season?
Anyways.
What will I go get this season now?
Looking at
Why
the La
are they
Liga
Dutch
table right now?
Why are they Dutch talk?
Looking at the La Liga table right now. What do you think? Look at how Madrid are back. It's looking like two-man something. I mean, Barca, they've been there for a long time. Madrid caught up with them, and then they were leading with 1 point.
Now, view once. Stop saying caught up.
Got there.
View once.
leading with 2 points, and now Barca is back to the leading position.
I think that's actually what we are going to be seeing majority from now to the season ends between Barcelona and Real Madrid because, for one, both of them, they've not actually... There's this exciting Barcelona and that exciting Real Madrid team where when you watch them play, the way they play, you can't even predict Real Madrid. This is a very, very funny season.
Right.
The kind of games they've dropped points. Look at the games Real Madrid has dropped points this season. Look at the games Barcelona has dropped points this season. These are games you can't even predict. So it's a season where I feel this week now, back at the happy, say the top table. In the next week now, one very funny match, they could just play, Madrid go top. So I think it's going to be, it's more like it will happen till maybe towards the last maybe 10 games of the season, then that's it. Then 5 games, then we can't know it's happening.
The league is running about 30 matches in Spain.
Yes.
And Barca are going to play 4 straight matches at home.
Okay.
And then they still have Madrid also to play. That is before the Madrid. They're going to play like 4 straight matches. They've played 1. It's still remaining 3.
Yeah.
Then they still have Madrid ahead to play at home also. That is why I said Barcelona is going to win this La Liga this season. If you consider like you said, the forms of the two teams this season, it's been somehow inconsistent.
Very inconsistent.
But then it's looking like Barca somehow have a slight advantage over Real Madrid when it comes to this season's La Liga trophy.
But do you know, I feel that what would actually determine this league majorly is going to be should I say, the success of either of this team in the Champions League. Because the more they progress, they have more games to play. You understand? They have stronger teams to play. And you might want to rest 1 or 2 players. And we've seen this happen a lot of times. It affects a lot of teams. You understand? That's why when a team wins a treble, you have to give them kudos, because being able to manage your players in all competitions and end up winning all the trophies.
Yeah, it's an impressive one. Anyways, Barca will be meeting Villarreal, who are third on the table right now. I mean, they're behind, just 10 points difference for between them at the third point and then third position, and Barca, who are leading the table, can actually win that one. Of course, you're playing from home. Villarreal won during the weekend, over the weekend, 2-1.
Yeah, Villarreal hasn't been... It has always been an easy fixture when Barca always face Villarreal. I'm not talking as a Barca fan now.
Okay.
I'm talking of their recent meetings. Do you understand? I feel like it's going to be a Barca win again against Villarreal. I might possibly not say the score line, but then I also feel like it's still Barca's game to lose against Villarreal.
All right, in the Italian series, Inter are still dominating. They are still owning the place. I mean, they are home. I don't think anybody is taking it away from Inter anytime. Not even this season.
No. For me, Serie A is more or less done and dusted.
It's done and dusted.
Done and dusted for Inter Milan. Inter is look at what Napoli did against Atalanta. They were leading 1-0 at one point in that game, and then somehow they still lost against Atalanta. So, in fact, I do not see anybody challenging Inter for that league this season.
I a little wonder how Napoli lost, but they even went up in position. They are now third. As of last week, Roma were third on the table. Now, Napoli are third on the table, Roma fourth. Milan consistently following behind Inter.
but funny enough, they lost this weekend.
Yes,
they lost at home.
Because they've already accumulated a lot of points. I mean, they've been winning or drawing, gently, quietly moving on. They're still second on the table, so but of course they can't catch up to Inter.
No, they can't. They can't catch up. I think Inter would win the league this season. Don't understand. I'm even more concerned this year about
Como.
Not even Como. Como is Fabregas has been doing really well, but I'm concerned more about one of our own. He was at the AFCON. Akin Somiro, who plays for Pisa.
Yeah,
they're in a relegation battle right now. So I think I hope they escape relegation because of him. But as for that top of the table, we'll just leave it. That one is done.
No, they don't.
Do you think Fabregas is going to still remain at Como at the end of the season?
If I was Fabregas and I've done what I've done with Como and I get a better offer, I'll leave.
Based on that thing, at Como, there's no pressure. Even I'm sure Como management and owners are even surprised that they're where they are right now. So for him, he needs to stay there. Maybe, I mean, if I were him, he said if I were him, I would stay there for another season. gain stability before I leave.
But you know, I won't stay there for another season. There's something that happens when people see you as an underdog. The approach is different. There's another dog. More just then you can't shock them. You understand? The next season, they'll prepare come for you.
I swear.
When Leicester won the league in 2016, everybody were like, "My Leicester City, my Leicester City." They were winning till they won the league.
Even Antonio Conte, when you won the league 2017 with his 3-man defense, the following season, what happened?
Next season they'll come prepared against Como. You understand? So it's not going to be like this. Nico Paz is going back to Real Madrid. Hope you know that, and he's a key.
And he's going to sit on the bench.
Of that team.
He's going to sit on the bench
or not, but he's
going to sit on the bench. It doesn't make sense for him.
For him to
That's for you.
He's going to
Anyways, talking about those that have have the league done and dusted. Bayern, they have it too, but does it look like it's done and dusted for Bundesliga too?
I think Bayern is going to win the league. I've said it here. Dortmund they are just.
But they're actually close.
But
8 points.
They lost over the weekend.
Yeah, no, they actually drew, and now they are 8 points behind.
They drew that much.
Yes,
wow.
They're 8 points behind Bayern.
Bayern Munich, Dortmund. Bayern's going to win the league. Bayern win the league. Dortmund has always been like those Arsenal's nickname, the bridesmaid in that league.
And I think Bayern will want to wrap up the league as soon as possible, so
because
that
of the Champions League.
So
exactly. So they
concentrate on the Champions League.
Bayern's going to win the league. We know how these things happen. You see all those times they drop point and all of that. It's just to make the league look kind of interesting. But we know it's PSG does it as well in
France.
In France, but this season.
They've been struggling there, and they've also had a lot of players out injured.
Lens was actually leading, and I was hoping that they would have won against a struggling Monaco.
Monaco.
I was surprised. I was quite disappointed. If they had won, even if PSG won, they would have still been on top of the league. But that one, it didn't go their way.
But do you think Monaco, or do you think Lens is going to go the way?
Nah, PSG will come back. They're coming back already. First, they had
I'm even surprised that they're even challenging for the league.
I'm surprised too. They'll be consistent too. They go up, they come down, just like Barca, Madrid in La Liga. It's been PSG Lens, up, down. And as much as I think PSG, they're coming back to take their birthright, but Lens cannot also.
But then they've also had a lot of players out injured. Even recently, in their game, in their last game, Ousmane Dembele was injured.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And then Fabian Ruiz also has been out injured. Vitinha at some point in the league was also out injured. So you could excuse PSG dropping points because they've had some of their star players. Even some Desire Due at one point was also injured. So you could excuse them that, okay, some of their stars are out injured. But then, do I feel like Lens are going to win the league? No.
Same here. I don't feel the same.
Well, right now they are 2 points behind PSG, who are leading. But never say never. It's still on, so it's not over until it's over. If they continue doing like this, they'll be playing in Strasbourg. Though Strasbourg are playing from home, so of course anything can happen. Of course, PSG
unless PSG somehow goes deep into the Champions League and then they start to rest players.
But last season they didn't rest. They were putting everything.
That's what I'm saying. And last season they were struggling with injuries. This particular season they'll be struggling with injuries.
Actually,
and
yes,
you want your star players fit when it comes to the challenging part of the Champions League.
Exactly. And that last season they didn't have this kind of pressure coming from Lens last season.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Anyways, I know Piyaka is not here, but he likes to talk about Brest. Brest won during the weekend. They won Marcel 2-0.
Do you know why I like that team? Most times they don't score more than 2 goals. They live up to their name, Brest.
Okay. Let's just hope we're still on the topic. Anyways,
we're still talking about Brest now.
No, we've gone past that one. I was just saying, let's just hope we're still on the topic of football. Let's just hope we're still on football.
Isn't Brest about football?
Anyways, talking about Brest, they're not going to relegation. Interesting thing, and I know a lot of guys will actually like this one. If they continue like this, they might not go to relegation, and they'll just afloat. Right now they're 11th on the table.
Nobody loves a fallen Brest. Nobody will want them to go down.
Okay.
Oshime, do you want your Brest to? Do you like Brest to go down?
They have to keep on the standings. They have to just be
okay. At least they should be up there.
Yes, up there.
We're talking football, yes, and PSG is leading the France Ligue 1 right now. Lens falling behind, and just like I mentioned, Brest are 11th on the table. And I don't know. I thought with the introduction of Paul Pogba, there would have been.
Someone who has been out for
Does it
more than a
matter?
year without playing football. What would you expect?
I think what Monaco needs to do is just look for a way to get into the top 4, which is not far-fetched for
No,
them.
they are, right now they're actually far. It's actually
too
far.
far,
They're
not too
8
far.
on the table with 34 points.
Yes.
And top 4, Marcel, who are 40 points. Okay, 6
6
points
points.
difference.
So it's very achievable.
Very achievable, but that does not mean they can achieve it. Talking about achievable and not achieving it today. Oh yeah, as
We get that
Man
before
U
FC.
will slaughter Everton.
We get that before
Last
FC.
time they both met, Everton won Man U 1-0 with 10 men with a red
What do you
card.
mean with 10 men? Was it not a red card?
I said that's what I'm saying now. I don't understand. With 10
No,
men with a red card,
no.
the
You're
one
making
Man
it look
U.
like as if the red card wasn't a red card.
I think you have a problem with England. I'm not the one who always complains about red card and penalties. You're the one. I don't have a problem with. I never said it was not a red card. I'm saying they did that. They won despite that red
They
card.
won Manchester United at home.
Despite the red card.
No,
and
they
Man
won
out.
Man United at Old
Do
Trafford.
with it whatever you like.
They won United at Old Trafford.
I'm not the one who always have problems with penalties and red card. Okay, did I say the record was dubious? I mean, you. Now your word with that dubious. Anyways, we're gonna meet Everton again today, but we'll go deal with them. But really, though, let's be real. Do you think Man U can actually pull off that one?
I think, of course they can. With the momentum they've been going with, I think with the top 5 leagues in Europe, they are the only team that is yet to lose this year. You have to give that to them. And Michael Carrick has
Did you
been
hear
doing-
that? Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Let him hear.
Okay, in the top 5 teams
Talk.
in Europe, they are the only team that is yet to lose this year.
But then again,
Your team don't lose this year.
that will be the only trophy you're going to celebrate. That will be the only
Your
trophy you're going to celebrate
yeah,
this
leave
season.
So what I think is Michael Carrick has been doing really well.
Okay.
He's been doing really well with Manchester United. The players, I think they're in the right frame of mind. And given what happened in the first leg, I think this second leg they'll have to put everything, knowing fully well that Chelsea dropped points, Tottenham dropped. Teams dropped points in the weekend. So
Aston Villa
Don't
also.
talk about drop points. Drop points. Don't really affect us.
No, like this, Chelsea and Aston Villa,
Yes,
yeah.
they dropped
Yeah.
the most important ones. Chelsea and Aston Villa dropped points. So I think they have to do what they have to do today to win, at least close the gap, and
Yeah, I mean, if Man U wins, Man U have they have 45 points right now. 5th on the table. Liverpool 45, Man U, Chelsea, 3 of them 45, just on goal difference. And if Man U wins, then they go 48.
Yes.
That is 3 points behind Aston Villa,
Yeah.
which means we are getting closer. Remember what I told you last time? Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. Do with that whatever
Let me
you
ask
want.
Yes, closer to Conference League. Closer to Conference League.
I want to ask you, do you think Man United can?
And come on, anything is possible. This is just 27
It's not
matches.
possible, it's not possible.
27 matches.
not possible.
27
In
matches.
It's not possible.
11 matches to go. What are you saying?
Anything happen in 11 matches.
So what happened? What happened?
Arsenal
Man
Bottling
City lose all
Company.
their games.
Arsenal Bottling Company. They've opened. They've
And
reopened.
Man City also bought it too.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, they want to run
So-
a bottle company as well.
But United have
of course, Aston
but
Villa
Man
is
United
for
have
the
not won
discussion.
5 games in a row now for like over
But
how many
won
years?
4.
4.
Yes.
We've not won 5.
We've not lost. We didn't lose either. We only drew.
Okay,
Okay.
let us assume you win out of those 11 matches. You win 5. Because you've not won.
No,
Like you
we-
said,
we win
no,
more than
wait. I'm saying, like
It
you
doesn't
said,
have to be consecutive.
wait.
We're going to win more than 5, but it doesn't have to be consecutive.
If it,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. Out of the 11 matches,
Okay.
you win 5.
I
Even
don't
if
win-
it,
win
wait,
more than
now.
5.
Okay, you win more than 5.
Good.
Let's say you win 6.
But we win more
Not
than that. But no, I'll work with that for you.
Let's say you win 6. Even if it's not consecutively, you win 6.
Okay.
You're still you're not going to win the league.
But you know what's
If
funny?
Arsenal bottles and Man City drops points.
That's what I'm
as
saying.
well.
Even if Arsenal doesn't win their next, because they've played 28. Even if
If
Arsenal
we win 6, that's 18.
Even-
That's 18 points.
wait now, even if Arsenal doesn't win 6 out of their next 10 matches, even if it's not consecutively, you're not still going to pass them. Like I said, even if you win 6, you're not still going to
I'm not
pass.
sure this guy
No.
knows maths.
No.
See, if they drop points.
No,
don't-
wait.
Okay, 6 matches, 3 times.
Are you saying?
That'll be 18.
Nah, wait. Are you saying Arsenal is going to drop 18 points? Are you saying Arsenal is going to drop
Add
18
them
points
with our
consecutively?
own. I'm not saying it's going to be consecutive, but
So
you
how?
just we're working with the 6. So let's assume we win 6. They drop, they lose 6 points or something, and same as Man City. Guy, do the math, okay?
Wait.
I don't.
These 2 teams go drop these points.
You
So
don't
you
concern-
go
see,
collect your own. Go
It
book
don't
for your.
really concern you how you go tear up.
You know if it happens, yeah.
Can you imagine?
No, you don't say. She don't say no. If you happen.
A
She
lot
don't
of
give herself,
things
oh.
wey no fit happen, but that one go happen. And another thing wey fit happen be say the fact that Kun Khalifa can actually get out of the relegation zone if they get serious.
They are 18th on the log now after winning their match
Yeah.
against Nigeria Tornadoes. They're 18th on the log with 28 points.
And I like the fact that they didn't concede.
The thing is this. I've said it. For them to escape relegation this season in the MPFL, they need to at least pick, in fact, all maximum points in
At
their
home.
remaining home games.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because when you're struggling in the relegation waters and then you're not able to pick up points when you're at home. Remember Heartland last season?
That also cost exactly.
You know, even this season, Califas has lost a lot of points at home this season.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
if they do not somehow pick up more points with their remaining home matches, they're going to be relegated.
Well, yes, just like you said, if they can actually maximize all their home matches, they're out of relegation zone. I mean, look at the outcome. One thing I feel so disappointed in is our reigning champions.
Remo Stars.
How has the
It's looking like that they're going to be relegated.
Also likely they are now 20th on the table,
That's what I'm saying.
and it's not looking good for them.
But it's really funny. What was happening with Remo Stars is really strange. Not just, it's very, very strange because the last Chan they played, and people were criticizing Eric Shell's list for this AFCON because there was no home-based players and all of that. But I tend to defend Eric Shell in that aspect because when he went to Chan, majority of the players, almost 70% of the players, were from Remo Stars.
Yeah,
And they were beating funny by
What are you expecting?
there
I
was
mean,
nine Remo Stars players in that team.
in that team. Do you understand? And they went to the Chan. It's as good
So
as
it was embarrassing. It was very embarrassing.
very embarrassing. So you see why you wouldn't blame Eric Shell for not taking, because if he wanted to take, he would definitely want to take the best
from the
players.
champions, okay.
And
So
the best
why
players
don't-
should come from the champions.
Exactly.
And now the champions went to the Chan. South Sudan 4-0. That was when I knew Shell will not take any. But before that list, I was telling my friend
Who
that,
they want take? Oh yeah,
Who you
mention
won't
the
take?
name. Who be that?
who you want to replace? If they won't take you now, who you want
You
to
follow
replace?
NPFL a lot. I mean, talk one name. We be say
Oh yeah, who?
you feel suggest Mary carry go.
When
For-
and then you talk who you go
Afcon,
replace, you talk who that person will replace for the team with what you saw at the AFCON.
I'm not saying about replacing everybody, but at least
Include the home base. Who
Eh,
be that? Talk like
just
one-
Let's
mention one or two people.
they will call in position, then talk who they just call.
I mean, this Remo Stars defender, Ndoka, I've forgotten the son, Ndoka something, that went to Iraq now, that
Okay.
plays for a club in Iraq.
Okay.
At least that guy should have made, if there's any chance they're supposed to pick any home-based player.
Okay, but
Even if he doesn't start, but
okay,
then...
but in place of who? In place of who?
It doesn't have to replace anyone. I mean, some of them went there without
Eh?
getting to playing time. Anyways,
I mean, people like Tochukwu Nade and Co went
They were
to...
there, were they-
without,
were they
some
not
of them,
there?
some of them
They
didn't
played,
even...
they got game.
but some of the
a
players
few minutes.
didn't even get playing time.
Anyways, another. Well, with the outsing last week, I won't say it's embarrassing, but it's embarrassing since the season is Imba. But it's an oriental, not a oriental debut per se, but what were you expecting when Imba and Rivers, no matter how bad Imba is, whenever they meet Rivers or any of these oriental teams, of course, they're going to show themselves. So they drew Rivers.
Yeah, 1-1.
Interesting. Rivers had about 6 outstanding games. Now they've played 2 and they've drawn those 2.
That's what I'm saying. See, one thing with the MPFA is that even with your outstanding games, there's
You're not sure.
there's no guarantee that you're going to win. Like they have 6 or 5 outstanding games. There's no guarantee that they're going to pick all the maximum points
Yeah,
in
they
that
had
game.
6. They've played 2. It's remaining 4 now.
Now, the remaining 4, that is 12 points. It's looking likely that
They might
probably they might only get 6 points. That is maybe the 2 home games.
Or even 4 points.
Possibly.
No, maybe draw the other 2 too.
I don't think
Anyways,
so.
with their 4 outstanding match, interestingly, they're also 4th on the
Yeah.
table. Yeah, with for 43 points and just 2 points behind the Ikorodu, who are leading the table 45 points.
And
so they're
they-
definitely coming back to
They,
top.
they drew against Bayelsa United.
Looking at the table and their outstanding matches, I think Rivers won it this season.
For me, I still feel like they're going to win the league.
Rivers, right?
But I do not think they're going to pick all the maximum points in their standing games.
How about you, Simon?
I think I'll go with what he said. I think they also win the league. Yeah.
And they've been considered, even though they embarrassed our village people in the continental level. But when you come to the MPFL, they've been considered, even when they play there and lose, they come here and win.
You're not supposed to surprise. You know why I say you're supposed to surprise there? what Remo Stars, what the
Rivers.
Chan Eagles did, they played against players who also play in the continent, in Africa. Rivers United also are still going to play against players who play in Africa. Do you understand? And then it's not as it's more like a mirror of what our league has become. That is how low the MPFL
And
is.
let's not even go there, because if we start talking about the league and all that, it's going to take.
We just have to know that when
Let's
it
take-
comes to intercontinental, Nigerian teams will definitely struggle. Why? Because of the quality of the league.
Anyways, talking about the Nigerian teams, Eric Chair has come out to make demands. Yes, before we go, Eric Chair made some demands that caused some uproar, especially in the management and the table board executives of NFF. Everywhere don't catch fire. Come be like, who mess, but they perceive the smell. But when you look at it, those demands are not even unreasonable. I mean, some of them are even basic needs or basic things a football country should own. What is you're familiar with those demands?
Of course. I can list the 19 of them. If
19.
Okay.
19 demands.
You know, say one other funny thing is after Richard left Mali, nobody really rates her. Nigeria carry, of course, when you associate with Nigeria, be sure that the popularity is coming.
Yeah, we
The
get
fame is
clout
coming.
on
The
social media
celebrity-
now. Wetin make
everything
am?
is coming. I mean, we finished third, but now we did. Now we
No,
play.
we get clout
Now
now.
they celebrate. Now our coach, everybody won't buy.
Now why-
Baba Dog first go podcast say you won't go coach Madrid. Like say that one no do. Nantes are interested in him. Angola are interested in him. Of course, we heard that Tunisia that time wanted him. So now in the red, no problem. A lot of people are asking, why didn't you make these demands before you won third place, or before you even went for, now you've won third place and you feel you're popular, a lot of people approaching you. You now feel like okay, you own the right to make those demands.
You wouldn't blame him if he didn't do well. He wouldn't be in a position to make such demands. But then he did well as far as he's concerned with the Super Eagles. So it is for him. He feels it's okay to make such demands.
Well, what are those demands?
Okay, let me run through them quickly. One, he said a private car SUV with a chauffeur and security. Two,
Well,
house in a well-secured environment with 24 hours uninterrupted power supply. Three, furnished office with projector for analysis. Four, internet provision. Five, flight tickets for wife and two children. Children economy. Then six, GPS provision. Seven, supply of proper equipment in accordance to the coach's demand. And eight, based on opponents, the coach has the right of choice regarding international friendly matches. 9, camping programs. 10, the coach will initiate programs for youth development. 11, provision for the coach to travel, watch, monitor, and engage players of the national teams abroad. 12, provisions for the coach to travel to watch the local league to identify potential players that will be integrated into the senior national team at under 23, under 20, and under 17. 13, no interference in team selection and players call-up. 13, no interference in team selection and players
That was
call-up.
very important.
14, the NFF has to issue a working contract for my staffs. 15, salary needs to be paid on or before 30th of every month. 16, bonus and allowance as per federation structure. 17, request to include my PA in the bonus and allowance structure. 18, proposed salary of $130,000 monthly. The amount included all my technical staffs and PA. 19, monthly meeting with all the national team coaches.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, just like I mentioned earlier, some. Let me go with some. Some of those reasons or demands are not unreasonable. He right currently in his contract, he's been paid $55,000 monthly and 130,000.
It's not just for
Wow.
him. Okay, this is the misconception people are getting about this whole demand, especially that money, that 130, because people are looking at it from 55 to 130. Waiting happen. Okay, let me explain. Ericsson has 6 staffs and 1 PA. That's 7 people that's going to be on that particular that's 130,000. You understand? But many people think maybe Ericsson is demanding from 55 to 130 for himself
Alone.
which that's not the case. You understand? That's the
That is over
misconception.
100% increase.
Yes, you understand. So that's what he's doing. But then, if you look at our football, whether we like it or not, whether I like Eric Shell or not, we always saw the AFCON, right? the team has really improved. Nigeria scored about 14 goals in this AFCON. 14. When was the last time? We struggled to score goals in a national team. This is somebody I've seen coach these boys. I was there at the AFCON. I saw... You need to see where Eric Schell... You need to see the way Eric Schell actually manages his players. You know, it's not about having a big team. You have Osimhen, you have Lookman. If you're not a good coach who can be able to manage these players individually, you will not be able to get the best out of them. And somehow Eric Schell has been able to do that in terms of bringing out the best out of these players. So hence his demands. But when you look at those demands, you know, drastically looking at those demands, you realize that it is not as if for a footballing nation that wants to actually improve in what they are doing, there are so many things that should not even be there, not because of Eric Schell, but because of he's only letting you guys know. But it's a problem with the NFF.
It's a normal thing.
It's a very normal. Like,
but NFF actually said that he lives in a well-furnished apartment in Abuja.
For me, I feel like that list should be embarrassing
to Nigeria.
Exactly.
Because some of the things on that list,
it's normal.
It's basic.
It's basic that they are not doing.
Do you understand? Because how do you mean that, like what he said about the bonus and allowances per federation structure, salary needs to be paid on before. These things are basic. But why is it on this list? Because he knows that the federation are not meeting up to it.
Yes.
And aside that, they're going to watch local league. You're saying he does not include. How will we include when he doesn't even know who is performing and who is not?
Then the number 10 also, the coach will initiate programs for youth development, which is
the coach that's supposed to do that.
Exactly, the NFF should know these things already, but due to the fact that it is not being done in Nigeria,
exactly.
Do you understand? So,
exactly.
For me, I feel like it's an indictment on the NFF.
But that's not how they see it. They're already,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Trying to make excuses for themselves.
We always have a way to victimize ourselves, even when we are the cause of the problem. You understand? See, let me tell you something. Let's talk about there's a reason when I was reading out those nights, and I read one particular one twice. Interference of allowing him to be his players. You know, I know, she knows.
Everybody knows
that one of the major problems in the NFF. Let me not even start assuming. Amaju Pinnick, the former NFF president himself, said in the 2018 World Cup, the video is out there, it's for the public to see, that Ahmed Musa's inclusion was because of him, his slot. That was what he said.
He said,
I
saw the interview. Yeah.
He said his slot.
Like your slot. So
imagine
they
personalizing your own slot. You have your slot.
Which means every other person have a slot too.
Do you understand?
And that's a problem.
That's just Amaju Pinnick talking.
That should be number 13. No interference in team selection.
So we know that, and that has been a big problem. I don't want to go into that list and start talking about some players that we know that they came to that particular team.
Even this AFCON.
This AFCON. Yes, this AFCon.
They don't have any business being in that team. Anyways,
tell us
what you think. Do you think this list is actually unreasonable, or you think it's reasonable? It's something that shouldn't even be there in the first place? Because if NFF had done their due diligence, these wouldn't have been there. And it's embarrassing, of course, when you look at the country. Late last year, the US, we're not going to the government, but of course the US government declared Nigeria a country of a particular concern. So if he says he needs personal security,
you wouldn't blame
there's
him.
nothing wrong with that.
You wouldn't
and you don't expect him to be driving himself around. So, okay, that being said, like I said earlier, some of those demands are not unreasonable.
Sometimes I do wonder,
if not all of them, because all of they will focus on that $130,000 now. That's the one they're focused on. Forgetting about the other one.
That's the problem. A lot of people think. See, let me tell you the truth. I want to put this out there. The reason NFF will reject.
They tell them.
Let me tell them. The reason NFF is going to be rejecting this thing, Eric Schell is saying it's not because of $130,000. The money is not the problem. But you see that interference. That is the major problem.
Cannot leave that.
That interference. A lot of people in the NFF, they are ready to, because of that particular, that's one number 13. It is more important to NFF than they can afford to pay Eric Schell 200,000 a month.
They will not do that.
But that's
but not because the money is not there.
Is that interference? Is that interference? That would be the major reason why.
As I said, interference. Every other thing he said has to do with money. And NFF know they like release money. But let's just hope.
But the money.
Don't be release the money. They chop her.
At this point, I wouldn't. It's going to be unfair if we lose this guy again. He already has this money. The players love him. They want to play for him. At least let's have him for another year, 2 years. So if no, I don't want to say if, because this is something they can do if they want to do it. So NFF, of course, they should come to a level ground and find a way to pacify this man before he goes. Of course, when he goes out there, Iguavon will.
What
join
in
the
NFF
very
they been
relation
do?
before they get another
You see,
person.
this you just said now is actually the problem. When, okay, let's say Elshel leaves. Now, NFF decides, okay, we're not going to do this, and blah, he leaves. Who are we going back to?
Eguavon.
They go back to the likes of Eguavon. And what are they going to employ next? Somebody you pay less than 50,000 a
Exactly,
week.
that's
And
what I
where
want.
and how does that help our football?
And then
going
we will
forward?
retrogress.
We retrogress again.
Anyways, let's hope we don't. I mean, we have AFCON soon. This is 2020, next 2 years. AFCON.
Next year.
Of course, they will start.
Next year, we
2027.
have AFCON next year. We have an AFCON next 2 years. So we have back-to-back AFCONs coming.
God help us. That's all I can say. Anyway, tell us what you think. Are these demands unreasonable? Is it something NFF should just calm down and settle it out? And of course, based on what we've said so far today, mind you, go win everything. No, tell us whether they go win. They go win everything. You know, as they go tell we.
Why not only you the talk say man you go win? The only you talk say man you go
Ignore
win.
that guy. They're going through a lot. They're battling with Real Madrid. They're going through a lot.
We are not battling
So
with
tell
Real
us
Madrid.
what you think.
No. We are not battling with Real Madrid.
Continue
We are battling
supporting
with
us.
Everton. Because Everton is closer to you.
Continue supporting us.
See, you are
Ignore
closer to
him.
Everton. United is closer to Everton than Arsenal.
What is this guy saying?
You are closer to
Anyways,
Everton than Arsenal.
like, share, comment, and of course, always make sure that you're following us. If you're not following us, you're wrong. Click the follow button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow all our social media handles. This has been Inside the 90s, brought to you by Saddam Said. My name is Amarachi Adimuko, the phenomenal voice, and I did this with
Ogochukwu Ifeanyi, also known as White Osime.
You can call me your favorite black boy.
peace.